Hello, friends, and welcome back to the fifth part. We're almost to the end. We only have two parts left of drawing myself in different cartoon forms. I am not as excited as I was about the previous one for this one. However, I do think that there's a couple of gems. I do think there's a couple that we could revisit in the future. However, I am pretty happy with them, and I hope you enjoy, my friends. So first and foremost, we are starting out with, I'll be honest, this one's probably my least favorite ever. We're doing Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Could I have just made myself Mandy? Absolutely. But I was like, you know what? Let's try to fuse the two together. So I tried to take the eye shape and the general nose idea from Billy, and then do a similar-ish hairstyle to Mandy. And it's not bad, but it's very creepy looking. In my personal opinion, I think this one just looks very weird and kind of creepy. I also realized that I only gave myself 4 fingers and 3 fingers, and that's fine. You know, it's all fine. Everything's fine. Just kept the colors real simple. This one was real quick, which I was perfectly fine with because it wasn't one of my favorites anyways. So sized it down, put it onto the big sheet, and we're on to the next one. Now, I know, another bummer. This one, probably my second least favorite. This one could have been my favorite though. I think if I revisit this one, I'll like it a lot. I'll be honest, the only thing that I don't like is the face. You'll see exactly what I mean later on. So this is going to be our Steven universe. I was trying to kind of take a vibe from Amethyst because I love purple so much, and so I was like, okay, maybe I can kind of play along with that. So I was trying to use diamondy kind of shapes, angle-y, geometric kind of things. Excuse me, I just hiccuped for the pants. Kind of to tie in the jewel in the chest area. And I liked the hair. I liked the little outfit kind of a thing that I made. I was also really confused with how hands work, so just ignore that. But the thing that I don't like is just how I ended up doing the face. It's the same way that they have the face generally made for Amethyst in the show, but I didn't draw it properly, but I can't tell you what properly would have been. Because no matter what, it was a little I don't know. So it is what it is. It's not terrible, but like I said, it's definitely not one of my favorites. Our third art style. This one took me a very long time. I decided that I was just going to take the body shape in general from this pose that I found on the internet because I just needed a general pose. I am terrible when it comes to actually drawing bodies myself. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna come up with a pose here. I'm just gonna sketch the outer existence of it, and then I'm gonna piece it all together myself in my own way. So that's what I did. In my purple sketch pencil, I decided to kind of sketch out the idea of what their shaping was, and then I started playing around with some different ideas of the details. So I did the eyebrows first, and then I started working on the hair. I wanted to do a down hair look, and I just couldn't quite get it, and I was like, okay, well maybe I could do something up. And I was like, we got to bring back the space buns. I've used space buns on multiple of these so far already, so that would make sense. And I decided to add these cute little beads as the hair tie beads almost, because it added another shape in there, which I felt like I needed. Don't ask me why I drew the hair like this, why I used lines that all overlapped. I felt like it gave it some kind of oh hey, this is hair, maybe, possibly. I had such a hard time with this hairstyle, and I wish I was kidding, but I struggled big time with the hair on this one. I think the hair is the part that I like the least. But in the end, I do really like this one. I actually end up later on making the head a little bit smaller. I think I sized it down if I remember correctly, because I felt like the head was too big for the body, which once again could just be me. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. I do this for funsies, for me, and, you know, I try my best, but I know I'm not perfect. I know that I'm not perfect. It's okay. For the pose, I ended up kind of changing it a little bit. I liked the palm. Hello. I liked the palm of the hand facing up, and I decided to use a similar neckline as the previous drawing in this one, with like, you know, like the one strap around the neck as like a choker almost, and then the V. It just looked nice. I decided to take the general outfit style and use that, and I just kind of changed it up to my own. So I made it more of a rope rather than like a fabric like it was on the previous one. Made it slightly different in shape and size. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how this one came out. It's definitely a different style and different outfit than what I would normally draw, which was really fun. It's always nice when you get to try new things that you wouldn't normally try. And that's what I love so much about doing this challenge, is that is exactly what this does. It pushes me out of my comfort zone, pushes me to try new things, new styles, you know, new designs that I wouldn't have tried otherwise. And great problem solving also, because if something doesn't fit right, I come up with very creative ways to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I decided that I was going to be a waterbender. By the way, did I say that this is an Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of themed? So I'm a waterbender is what I decided to make myself. So I started adding these little like watery wave type looks to some of the different areas. And I like the way that it looked. I made a terrible mistake. I put this hand there. I copied the hand. I put the hand on the other side. And I didn't realize I had put the hand backwards. So you'll see later where I go back and I do fix the hand. So they don't have two left hands. Have no fear. For the color scheme, obviously I was just like blue. Lots of blue. And I decided to do like almost like a silvery gray kind of a look with it also, to kind of balance out the blues so it wasn't just the blues. I really like the way that this ended up turning out. Our next one was our Phineas and Ferb. And I was like, oh, I'll take Isabella's head shape. And it'll be like, you know, Isabella but older, and me. And so, yeah. And I tried a couple of different poses. I changed the arms a different way. I was going to do a dress at first, and then I hated the way the dress looked. And then I was like, you know, why don't we try some pants? Maybe make it into a skirt. And I ended up really liking the idea of the pants. Went with a similar Isabella hairline, but instead I decided to do, you know, obviously the swoop to the side, because that's the way that my hair goes. It's not in the middle like Isabella's. And just kept it nice and simple. This one was really quick, really fast, pretty easy to make. And we moved on to our last and final art style, excuse me, which was Codename Kids Next Door. I loved this show when I was younger. This was one of my favorite shows. I was looking at the different characters and I was like, okay, well, so lots of them don't have their eyes showing. If they do have their eyes showing, they're like little dots, right? So I was like, okay, I need to figure out how I want to hide my eyeballs. So I was like, okay, I'll just give myself really long bangs. But then I thought, wait a minute, frog hat. We incorporate the frog hat, and then I like the way that number 3, I believe her name is number 3, how slouchy and like long and like floppy her shirt is. So I decided to go with like a similar shirt dress style for me with like black leggings underneath, and then obviously the big shoes. I didn't draw the shoes nearly as big as they normally are in this show, but I did try to make them a little bit larger than usual to somewhat replicate it. Once again, this one didn't take super long and it was very cute, and I loved the way that this one came out. I could totally see myself in Codename Kids Next Door. I'm just saying. And there you have it. We have, 25 of us now? Holy moly. How insane is that? I am so incredibly excited for the next episode, which I think is either going to be the second to last or the last episode. I'm not totally sure yet. I'm going to take a look at all of my art styles that I currently have in my roster still left over, because some of them I'm not really feeling them, if that makes sense. And so I might swap out a couple, or I might just leave a couple out. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Stay awkward, stay froggy, keep being the sweetest beans that you possibly can be, and I'll see you next time. And by the way, friends, just so you know, all of this art and stuff that I do commissions. I said do. I do commissions for like emotes and logos and panels and all kinds of other things. So I primarily do emotes. I guess I specialize in emotes. And so let me know if there's ever anything that you might want done. You can send me a message on Discord if you would like to join our Discord. And we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.